Alright guys, we're continuing on Raging Loop. It's been looking good. Obviously I still feel nervous, but like, to be honest, we've just been kind of fine the whole time. We're trying to do the Tyree sacrifice play. This really works when we keep Yoshitsugu alive, so then he can confirm was a wolf, and it kind of solidifies our part. We're just very in control, so the village really has to do something, or we're just gonna dominate, so let's continue. No sake. Angry like hell, he stood up and shouted that at me. Well, lucky for him, but like not lucky at the same time. Everyone present wore a poker face. Their feelings were completely unreadable. I put on a burdened expression. If I was a human, it would have been extremely hard for me to accept that my employer had, and the one who would help me more than anyone else here was a wolf. To think she would kill her own son. Like that matters. If you believe all the confirmed people. Rough. Kari-san quickly grabbed Haru-chan. She was completely shocked for a second. Oh, so she was making a mess of things. Slap her. Catfight. Right before things turned bloody, the others jumped in and stopped them. All of this doesn't matter. I'm just waiting for Mochi or Hashimoto to talk. They're like really the only ones who can change the course of how things are going right now. Of course, there is no situation to continue the scene. Their act, which was mostly sincere, left everyone stunned.
ああ、喧嘩か。でも一応言っとこ。やっすんのママ、昨日疑ってごめんね。
The one with the weakest reaction to the event, Mochi, said the line least fitting the situation.
あなたか。あなたでしょ。友達じゃなかったのか。友達ならそんな余裕があるわけない。
She was basically attacking everyone now. It worked to show that she was a victim, but it also made her a nuisance, just like Tai Yamawaki. She was doing what we'd agreed on.
まあ、なんとなくこうなるって思ってたからショックはな。
鴨志田、つくづく行かれてんのは分かったからちょっと黙ってろよ。
ヨッシーさ、もうちょっと考えてみなよ。もし他の狼が殺すのにさ、香織ママが反対だったら、香織ママは刺してでも止めてんじゃん。ってことは、香織ママも殺すのには賛成だったってことになるんだよ。
おふくろが狼の前提で喋ってんじゃねえよ。
How does that logic work, by the way? If it happened, wouldn't the logic be that she wasn't a wolf because she didn't stab anyone? Why are we going from she just approved of it? Even though it's true, but...
全員ちょっと黙ってくれないか。
Everyone only fell silent because they were tired of making loud noises. Still, silence was silence.
なんだよイカレ野郎。
みんなもう言いたいことは言っただろう。いい加減冷静な人の意見を聞きたい。
With a tired voice, I said that, hiding my face.
橋本雄大さん、考えよう。聞かせてください。
Me too. Let's see it.
意外だね。喋らせてくれるんだ。
He taught sooner or later anyway. I figured I might as well give him the floor now to avoid a more decisive play from him later.
でも、君に都合のいいことは言わないよ。
僕には心当たりがないので。
そう言われるとやりにくいな。
自信があるわけじゃないんですか
？7割くらいしか。
十分でしょう。それなら。
じゃあ言おう。僕の考えは今日、不妻子君に
Yep.
申し訳ないが、犠牲になってもらいたいというものです。
Yoshitsugu would jump on it. But I don't know. Obviously, Mamiya would. I don't think anyone else would, though. He went and said it.
ただ、僕は彼が狼かどうかにはまだ確定的な判断が下せない。なぜか、
Okay.
今これから述べるいくつかの可能性が考えられるからですね。一つ、不妻子君が本物の蛇で、織部さんが本当に狼で、残る4人の中に狼が2人。
Yeah, if you believe... Here's the thing. If you believe that Haruaki is the snake, then you have to believe that Nosato and Rikato are the snake, too. Which is actually a little tricky. Because, like, if we hang Kairi, she's the wolf. Then who is... I mean, then I guess Haruaki just has to investigate Nosato or Rikato and say they're the wolf, too. I don't know. It's a little... It's odd
昨日まで
how clean it
この
is.
方針できた。それで狼は一人も出てこなかった。
今日出ました。
そうだね。昨日僕が君を脅したからかな。
So that was his story, huh?
そしてさっき Q ちゃんが言ったみたいに残り4人に本当に狼がいるのか。いやー、心配だ。ただそれは一旦置いておいて。
And here's the
他の
thing.
可能性を見よう。
If you suspect that Haruaki's a wolf, then you're gonna suspect Haru's a wolf.
他の可能性は今カゴ車だと言っている誰かが嘘をついていないとありえない。これは皆さんお分かりですよね。
At this point, only Meito didn't.
まず
She's just chilling, man.
つまり僕と近持君が嘘をついている可能性
True.
これは限りなく低い。僕と彼は全員がまだご存命の時に過去を明かし、対抗者がいませんでした。
猿が本物なのは知ってっから他のこと言えや。
He's trying to say that we claim to be a snake when there's already dead people, so it's not 100% clear.
次、カラスが嘘をついてる可能性。彼は2日前、つまり3日目の冒頭でこれを明かした。狼じじいし、ムロさん、それに芹沢さんが亡くなっていた。この3人の中にカラスがいた可能性はまあなくはないと思います。あるいは偽物の名乗りにどうしていいかわからないとか、誘いに乗って姿を現し狼にやられるのを恐れたか、そんな理由で黙っているうちに死んでしまった。ただそれ以降亡くなったのは牧島さん、山脇さん、そして今日の織部安永くん。この3人なら亡くなる前にというか吉継くんが立った瞬間、カラスの加護を明かしていると思いますね。
That's true.
憶測ですが
Especially for Kanzo and Yasunada. Tai would have said it before she died, just because she cares about the village, right?
とにかく彼が勢いよくカラスを表明したのは偽物の虚勢だったというか、カラスが嘘ならこれまでに処刑された方々の中に本物の狼がいたのかもしれないでしょう。狼じじいし、牧島勘三氏、山脇多江さんの3人の誰か、あるいは複数人がね。
Then the wolves just played like shit if more than one got hanged.
嘘なんかついてねえし、これまでくくったジジイどもは全員人だ。
さて、そして最後、蛇の加護者夫妻師春明くんが嘘をついてる可能性です。
Here we go.
彼が加護を明かしたのも3日前だから、条件は吉継くんと同じです。ただ彼は室さんと安永くん、そして牧島春さんの人を発表している。生きているのは牧島さん一人。
Haru-chan looked at the floor and fell silent.
少なくとも室さん、安永くんは狼に殺されることで身の潔白を証明した。かといって彼の無実を証明することにはならない。
Yep, they usually do.
本当のことだって言えますから。
That's how you usually play detective or snake until the late game. You just clear people you know are innocent to gain their trust, and once you have enough trust and you want to make a move, you claim someone's a wolf falsely. And even if, yeah, and that's usually how you win.
狼は狼でない人が誰かわかるらしいですからね。
そういうこと。あ、最後にもう一つ。夫妻師くんと吉継くんが二人とも嘘つきという可能性は
Very aggressive play if they both lied on the same day.
さすがに3日目の段階で
Yeah.
が2人狙い撃ちにされ
That'd be
て
a crazy gambit.
守備よく入れ替われたとは考えにくい。まあ考えにくいけどあり得るということで一つ。この状況で皆さんどうするのが一番安心ですか？
怪しいやつは全員くくる。
それも一案だが
Yeah, they don't have the time.
今日の一手のことを考えよ
Here's the thing. Okay. The safe food is Hained Haruaki. Crow checks his identity. Spider protects Crow. If Haruaki is good, you Hain Kaori no Sato Rikako. If Haruaki is bad, you Hain Haru and Kaori. I think that's actually the safest play. I think he's solved the puzzle.
まどろっこしいんだよ
But like, I don't. It's obviously not gonna work. But he's.
よしつぐあなた
違う俺は人だカラスだっつってんだろおふくろ
吉次君は挑発行為はやめてくれ。あと橋本さん、もう少し端的に話してください。みんな空腹とストレスで相当来てますよ。
う。これは失礼。じゃあ、もう言いますが、僕はもう、吉次くんのことは、大体本物だと思ってるんです。
あ
僕の予想では、室匠さんは、何らかの過誤者でした。
匠兄が
ええ。なぜなら彼は、
Hey, he taught the same thing
間違いな
too.
いと言っていたからね。
He noticed it too, huh?
彼はその他にもちょこちょこ何かを言いたそうに見えた。僕がそう見えたということは狼にも見えたかも。
いささか主観的ではないかね
それは否定できませんね。
Yeah, it's not like it's just logic game, right? It's not like they're gonna bring hard evidence.
It's
very limited.
ゆえに狼が人間観察によって決断を行い成功した可能性は必ず考慮しなければならないのですが、吉次くんはそういうキャラクターにはどうしても思えないんですよ。
He's a straightforward chap.
冷静に人間を観察し平然と人格を装い堂々と過誤者のふりをするようなね。
それはつまり僕がそういう人間だっていうことですよね。随分な人格攻撃だ。僕は爬虫類か何かですか。
こんな時じゃなきゃ褒め言葉だよ。とにかくだから僕が一番危惧しているのは彼が本物かどうか。何せ彼が偽物ならば牧島春さんも狼である可能性が出てくる。当然織部香織さんも濡れ衣を着せられている可能性がある。
I'm sure he thinks that she's actually a wolf, but she's just saying this for Yoshitsugu. Everyone turned a suspicious eye on me. Crap, Kairi-sen's tragic mother act was working too well. Everyone wanted to believe her more than me.
このまま彼の診断結果に従えば、まず織部香織さんを殺し、その後さらに2人かその後もしかしたら織部吉次くんが偽物かもと疑って殺す必要があるかもしれない。この間に狼は同じ数の人を殺してしまう。手遅れになります。僕がだから僕は彼に
He didn't really say what I said,
犠牲になっ
but I think that again, if I was like in his position and we're just talking logistics, you kill him, and then like his death answers the game. If he's innocent, then you know the 3 wolves, and if he's innocent and if he's guilty, you know at least 2 wolves. Like it's just the safest kill if you're a villager.
彼が本物かどうかは吉次くんのカラスの能力で判別できます。もし彼が本物なら現状通り織部香織さんを処刑し残るものを追い
No wait, he literally just said it. Log me? Yeah, okay, that's literally the logic. How do you talk yourself out of that?
現状人だと判定されている牧島春さんも 疑うべきだとわかる。
いや、やめてよ。
これで勝てるかどうかは正直わかりません。最終的には高確率で運の勝負になるでしょう。しかし彼をこのまま放置して疑うべき集団、疑うべきでない
Cut his
集団を
control.
自由に作らせておくのは後々取り返しのつかない事態を招く。彼はすでに怪しむべきものを明らかにするという役割を十分に果たしてくれました。
Here, like, Nosato and Rikako should jump on this too, because, like, again, if Haruaki is the snake, then they have to be the wolves. Since they're innocent, they have to vote against Haruaki. Hopefully Rikako can see that.
もし人なら
Loki, I'm cheering for the villagers, kinda, just as they're in the underdog right now.
犠牲になってもらえないかとこう思うわけですね。
Oh, I expected something like this. It seemed reasonable, but really wasn't. It seemed kind, but really wasn't. Even so, winning against him wouldn't be easy. His guardian, position, appearance, and impression he'd given everyone were too powerful to overturn. Was the best angle of attack through logic or emotion? I decided I would simply be myself. What does that mean?
純粋に反論があるんですが、
なんだ
So
い
logic?
あなたは数字を雑に扱いすぎてる。
ふむ
Everyone, Hashimoto included, seemed confused. I quickly began to explain.
紙を使います。見てください。
Alright, let's see, because I think Hashimoto's logic is literally my logic on why Haraki's the best chill, so we'll see. I prepared an inkstone, got some water, and dipped the writing brush in it to soften it up. I'd watched Rikako-san do this before. I then melted the ink, prepared some paper, and began writing. Chikamoto Hamashida, Monkey, Yudai Hashimoto, Monkey, Yoshitsugu Ribe, Crow, Haraki, Fusha... Okay, yeah, we got it. Wolf, blank, 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 blank.
これが現状です。丸は確定で、三角の4人が自称である僕と吉嗣くん、そしてそれ三角を全員信用するならば、狼の容疑者は現在5人、人確定が5人、完全にタイです。人は容疑者からくくっていき、狼は人確定から殺していく。結果、常に両方の数は釣り合っている。これはわかりますね。
Everyone nodded. I appreciated that.
ところがこれだと最悪の場合、つまり織部香織さん以外の狼を当てられず逃し続けた場合、
Again, again, all the villagers need to do is Nosato, Mamiya, and Rikako. If they think the other two besides them are not wolves, they just vote against Haruaki. But
昼の段階で
again, I guess it's not gonna work like that.
生き残った狼の数がイコールになる。この瞬間、人の負けが確定します。
投票で過半数が取れなくなるから。
その通り。そして実際は
I looked at Meiko. She looked worried all day long, but when our eyes met, she became moody. What was that all about?
名子を生かしてお
She's
く場合
pissed because you voted for her,
最
man.
終的に狼に味方して投票する可能性が極めて高い。
True. A few hid their face, stifling laughs, surely. Regardless, based on their reactions to how she responded, they were all clearly concerned that she was the badger. I didn't want to kill her, but it could be inevitable. But it could be inevitable this time.
もしそうなれば、狼たす名子になった瞬間、人の敗北。今日、名子か狼をくくらない場合、即座にその状況になります。
君や吉嗣くんが本物ならね。
当然、その前提で喋ってます。そして、あなたの最も不誠実なのはそこだ。 いいですか皆さん。僕が知ってるのは、今狼を殺さなければ人は即座に負ける瀬戸際だってことです。僕を今日くくって人だと分かって、その時にはすでに手遅れなんですよ。橋本さんは僕が怪しいと確信していて、皆さんの同意を得るために僕をとりあえずくくろうと提案していますが、それは実質僕を信じるかあなたを信じるかの間違えば即死の究極の二択を強いてることに他ならない。皆さんは僕を信用せず彼を信用しているかもしれませんが、究極の二択を選ぼうとしている自覚はありましたか？彼がそう仕向けたことに同じように信頼を向けていられますか？
Silence.
今日僕を生かして香織さんをくくり、僕が明日生きていられれば、僕はもう一人人か狼を特定できる。メイコ以外の人を確定できれば、その時点で人の勝利は確定。狼が見つかった場合、もう一日生き延びないといけないが、その後人の勝利が確定します。くくられる人は3人、殺される人はあと2人。これで殺戮は終わります。
I guess technically Kyrie would be the safest hand. But then when the numbers are down, I think you can hang Haraki after. Right? Because then she would be dead, there would be 2 wolves plus Mako. And 4 humans? I guess it would still be bad. I don't know. His logic actually does make sense, kinda.
僕を信じて。
But it's just, again, it's a trust thing. And it's, again, up to the unknowns if they believe the other unknowns are wolves or not.
橋本さん、正論に聞こえますけど、どうなんです？
しまったな。メイコちゃんをつい人側でカウントしちゃってた。僕が言い出したのにな。無事なの。
橋本さんは僕を信用していない。しかしあと1日は少なくとも生かす必要がある。
いや、それは違う。
Yeah, it's done about you regardless.
何がです？
君の論はつまり、今狼が4票持っているのだから、狼の票を確実に削らなきゃならないってこと。狼3人は誰だかわからない。君を信じるなら、
So you're still hanging a wolf, technically, or a suspect. Because if you suspect you, then Kyrie's not a confirmed wolf, so it's still a guess in the end.
君の言葉をそっくり借りれば、君だって究極の選択をさも無害そうに伝えているだけじゃないかい。
What a counterattack.
僕は確実に彼女が狼だと知って言っています。あなたの自信が7割なら僕は10割です。
しかし他の人はもちろん10割で多分気づいてるんだろう。今日の敗北を防ぐ誰でも納得できる唯一の方法はメイコちゃんを処刑することだ。
Lynching Mako. Everyone slowly looked at the girl. No, dude. Not the Mako gambit. He wasn't wrong. It was hard to accept, but yeah. But it was also something we wolves would have to do to emerge victorious. Also, if we had to die this feast, we could have Kari with us for another day. No, that wasn't good. Kari-san had to die today. She could go out of control, and on top of that, if I didn't prove my legitimacy as a snake, Hashimoto's argument would see me killed tomorrow. Yep. A big thing about killing Kari today would be, again, making his snake role seem more real. But the voting would be fine. Like, you wouldn't lose the next day.
ヘビは新たに調べた結果を口にするが、真意は不明のままだ。究極の選択が明日に先送りになるだけではないからね。 そもそも蛇が今夜を越えられるという保証もなし。むしろ極めて厳しい。すでに運を天に任せる状況に陥っているのではないのかね、我々は。
悲観はまだ早いです。雲のカゴ車がまだ残っているかもしれません。
そっか。雲が不採さんを守れば蛇はこの夜を越えられる。
Okay, so this is the play if they kill Mako. The spider would have to... Wait, the spider should just reveal themselves now? Because, like, because what? I keep Haruaki's. Or they can reveal themselves tomorrow for the win. Because he is the confirmed snake. And if the spider says they didn't protect the snake and he's still alive, I feel like that's enough to lynch him. Maybe. I don't know.
そしたらハッサンが明日何を言うか聞いてからくくるかどうか選んでもいいよね。ヨッシーのためにも今日はメイコちゃんをくくるのがいいんじゃないかな。
But I want to see Meito die, man. The ultimate conundrum. But Yoshitsugu would vote Meito because he doesn't want Kari to die. Mochi would vote Meito. Hashimoto and Mamiya would vote Meito. Rikato wouldn't. I don't know. We'll see. It'd be tight voting. He was the only one to whom today's vote would have a different meaning. He had a choice between believing the snake or Yudai Hashimoto and his mother.
待って、本当にこんな小さい子を殺すつもりなの？
今さらすぎんだ。もう3人も殺しておいてよ。
そもそもムジナがどうして狼に組みするのかだってわからないのよ。説得の方が先じゃないの？
メイコ、狼を信じてはダメ。
Meito, spill the beans. Save yourself right now.
お姉ちゃん、嫌い。しっかりしなさい、メイコちゃん。あなたは人なのよ。狼に味方すればいずれ死んでしまう。私、死なないもん。
なあ、メイコ。君は狼に本当に味方するのか？
ふさゆきさんのバカ。
I couldn't get a read on her at all. She's an enigma. Why was I the only one she was so antagonistic to? Crap, they could just believe me. Handing Kairi Aribe would really remove a wolf. That would make me more trustworthy since the crow would reveal his mother's identity and everyone would accept the tragic truth. Failure meant death. This wasn't a case of high risk, high reward, it was all or nothing, a matter of life and death. However, I really was out of options here. Just gotta leave it to the vote. Maybe. I'd already used up all the info I had and said everything I could.
これからメイコを処刑するか、それとも夫妻子君と織部さんのどちらかを処刑するか、二択を選ぶ。前者は延命、後者は究極の決断。よく承知の上、選んでください。もし前者が選ばれた場合、そのまま実行。後者が選ばれたなら、もう一度夫妻子君と織部さんの決選投票。
待ってよ。他の人に投票はできないの？
下手に票を散らすと、
Yep.
狼に収票されて、
Yep. Control the
ひっくり返される
votes.
可能性がある。すでに人は一人も失えない状況なんだ。
He didn't have to worry about that. After all, both suspects were wolves. However, his emphasis on how heavy the choice would be probably made everyone partial to hanging Meiko. What was I to do next? How would I deal with the aftermath of killing Meiko?
もう一つ。すでに実質的にはそうなっていますが、司会は橋本さんがすべきでしょう。
異論がなければそうしよう。
As if anyone would.
では最初の投票を取ろう。
Well, she's not gonna vote to hang Meiko, man. But would she vote Haruaki out?
春秋様筆を
Come on, Meiko enjoyers, rise up, save her, man. I gave it back to her, but that I'd been reduced to a mere
そ
suspect.
れではメイコちゃんを処刑するという方は
待ちなさいよ。
何でしょう、香織さん。
メイコをくくる気でしょう。みんな。
She's done a self-sacrifice? Everyone looked at each other. That was probably the consensus, but no one understood why she was asking that.
何か問題ですか？
そんなの困るわ。死ねないじゃない。
Crap. A moment later, she jumped up and faced Yoshitsuru-kun.
それなら私は吉次を殺すわ。
She then extended her hands before her.
安永みたいにおとなしく死んで。
She reached for her son's neck. In that moment, she was blown away. Hashimoto-san tackled her as fast as he could. It was incomparable to Takumi-san's tackle from last time. The weight and momentum was on a whole nother level.
相撲ですか。
アメリカンフットボールだよ。
Damn, I can believe that. Smart, charismatic, and strong, huh? The guy had no weaknesses at all. But
おふくろ、てめえおふくろに何すんだ。けバカ者。ああ、
リカコさん、縄を。
こっちを抑えます。
everyone was calm. They all methodically handled the sudden threat. Oh, that worked. Tari Oribe lost consciousness and was tied up. Everyone started the vote without her. The only one who voted to hang Meiko was Yoshitsuru Oribe. Thus, we moved to the final vote. Haraki Fuwashi only got votes from Yoshitsuru Oribe and Meiko. Based Meiko? Tari Oribe got the remaining 7. Everyone calmly decided to lynch Tari Oribe. Yeah, it's not like Hashimoto could push against that.
吉次。お願い。
You just have to... It's gonna be harder for Hashimoto.
一緒に。
But you can use the same logic
聞いて。
that you just sacrificed a wolf. But I don't know how convincing it would be. She wailed those and similar things all the way to the hanging pine. The tackle left her with a few broken bones and dislocated joints, so she couldn't stand by herself anymore. Jesus. Wait, that tackle was crazy then. Thus, Hashimoto-san had to carry her under his arm. Yoshitsuru-kun was with us too, but only because Haru-chan was dragging him along. He looked like his soul had left his body. It seemed like he wanted to avoid looking into her eyes or hearing her voice.
久石君に同様のことを押し付けようとした僕は責任を取らねばならないのだろうね。織部香織さん、苦しい思いをさせすみません。
吉次。吉次。吉次。よし。
With the noose on her neck right before she was thrown into the mist, she stopped screaming and looked at me. There was no madness in her eyes, her mind was clear. I felt like that was her way of telling me to fulfill my promise. A fall. A quiet shriek.
ああ、参ったな。人を殺しちゃったよ。
He made that simple and extremely belated observation. The son, now both an orphan and an only child, collapsed to his knees. Kaori-san. She kept her promise. Most of that? No, all of it may have been an act. Yeah, I thought so too. If she hadn't done that, it was likely that Miko would have been hanged. And tomorrow it would have been my turn. I was both thankful and apologetic to her. After all, I couldn't fulfill my promise yet. Yeah, obviously we can't kill him. It would just be a bad move. Without its owner, the dining hall had become an extremely empty place. It felt like its soul had left this world, or like its mind was elsewhere. It was noon, yet no one had eaten anything yet. I volunteered to make something, but Kyonosuke said they couldn't trust me yet, so I refrained. The one who picked up the responsibility was Hashimoto-san. He could cook too. As it turned out, not really. He just made some plain vegetables boiled with some basic seasonings. It wasn't anything delicious. He wasn't perfect. He was simply a human who was a bit more fearsome than the rest. We couldn't leave the dining hall for the whole day. Yoshitsuru-kun wanted to be alone, but the poor guy wasn't even granted that. With the state he was in, everyone was worried that he would pull something, so they didn't make an exception even for him.
なんであんな小煩悩なお母さんが息子殺しなんてできるの？
She said that when we went to the bathroom. It was an extremely normal question from a normal person. If Chimmy was alive, she'd have probably said something like, "No one can resist God." I could now vaguely understand those words. The thing binding the people of Yasumizu, the thing lying dormant within Haru-chan. It felt like it was closer than ever, just beyond the mist. Of course, no one answered Mamiya-san's question. There was something I wanted to ask Mochi. It wasn't something I could ask in public, though, and I didn't get a chance to have a secret chat with him.
まだ君を警戒している人がいるから、まっすぐ家に戻ったと僕が証言しよう。
When it was time to call it a day, he put some pressure on me.
警戒してるのはあなたでしょ？
さあ、どうかな。いろんな心配が全部無駄だったら、どんなにいいことだろうね。
I agreed with him on that. He was right about a lot of things. However, he couldn't leverage it well. And this was despite his persuasiveness and connections. Why'd he lose? One of the reasons was underestimating the madness controlling Yasumizu and the unity the wolves shared. And another reason was my ability to cheat death looping. Looking back at it, I made it this far despite failing to kill Yasunada-kun once. I couldn't have cleared this game in one go if I didn't have the ability to use trial and error. Well, just to toot my own horn, for this route we've been pretty clean. Like, we haven't hit a bad end in a hot minute. And this was just a fake question, I think. But we skipped that bad end, and we skipped the one before for both of our kill choices. And the raise hand choice could have been a bad end. That one's just locked, but we've been pretty clean this route. For choices, anyways. Even so, the end was near. Come on, spider, clutch up. Dust. I still think if the spider reveals themselves tomorrow and say they didn't protect Haruaki, that might be enough leverage to beat him. Anyways, let's end it here. Let's keep Hooper killing tomorrow, or next episode. A surprise, and thanks for watching. Great episode. Honestly, some great logic battles in that feast. I was really on Hashimoto's side, but I was surprised. Haruaki's logic does make sense. It's just obviously we have like the omni-observant viewpoint where Hashimoto's arguments naturally seem better, but Haruaki was cooking. The Meito counterattack was good though, because it's basically like it would have went through if Kairi didn't do her freak out move for sure. So, oh well, we'll see. Haruaki's pretty confident, but if the spider's Mamiya, then and she protects Hashimoto, because I'm assuming they're gonna say we're killing Hashimoto. Would they? They can't kill any of the unknowns at this point. Or maybe even Mochi. They could kill Mochi or Hashimoto. Would be like fine kills. But to see you next time though. Thanks for watching. Later.